What's up, guys? So this is going to be part 2 of installing the ARP hardware. So you guys can see down there, we already lubed up the nuts and just started bringing them down. So I had to go to my other shop here and pick up a deeper 12 point. You guys can see 12 point, ½ inch or 13 mil. So now the other one was getting stuck on there, so now we can zing those down. So I'll show you guys how to do that. Right, easy one motion. Okay. Alright, so I just got all my hoses and my wiring all hooked back up, guys. So you can see idle air is hooked back up. My evap, my fuel line, my heater core, my other one for the heater core. Plugged in for the coolant there, both spots. Upper hose. Still going to clean the VTEC solenoid out, even though it's not that bad, but just for my own knowledge, I'm going to do that. Then you can see the cams I sat in there. So if you guys don't know, the intake cam on a B series is for the distributor here. If you have an H series, it's the opposite. The distributor will be here, VTEC solenoid will be here. I'm not sure why Honda did it that way, but that's just how they did it. So yeah, I'm just gonna I put some lube on there underneath, lubed up the cams, set the cams in. So you can try to set them both up. This one says up here, this one says up here. It's gonna try to rotate because you'll see it'll lift the cam, right? So once we torque it all down, then we can line it all up. Basically we're just gonna let the cams sit where they want right now, and we'll put our covers back on here. So number 2 here, you can see 3+. So put that guy there, right? And then get this guy here. So this guy's gonna go here. This guy's gonna go here. And then we got our distributor here in the back. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna clean this guy up here. Put a little bit of silicone right there and there, just so it seals up real nice. So I'll show you guys how to do that. And we don't want to forget our seal. So check the rubber here. Rubber seems fine, so we're gonna just set that in there. Right? You can push it in, but since you have it out, you can just set it there like that. And I'm gonna get some lube and some right stuff, and then I'll do that for you guys. I'll show you in a sec. See, I got some right stuff here to seal this up all the way around. Then if you look, they all got numbers in there with arrows facing the right way. It'll say 4, 3, 2, and then your caps. So just make sure you got them sealed up, right? And we're gonna put the caps on now. So I just cleaned one up. So this is basically what we got now that it's clean. You guys can see compared to the old dirty one, right? So it just takes a minute to clean things up. Put your bolts back in, and then yeah, we're just gonna lay this tray here down. So they're the exact same thing. So let's see, I took that off that way. Let's put this one here, because those are your centers for your cover, right? For your skunk 2-piece that goes above here on the valve cover. So that'll actually sit like that, you know what I mean, once it's all together. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do the exact same process on that one, and then on clean up the other one, set that down, and I'll show you guys how to torque all these down. These are 9 foot-pounds, these are 20. So we're gonna do that, and then I'll show you guys how to throw this timing belt on. So, all right, so just got the distributor on, the VTEC solenoid clean. So for you guys that want to clean your solenoid, just take these 3 10mm bolts out. Take your 3 10mm bolts on the side off, undo your 2 plugs, so pressure switch, solenoid, and then once you pull these top 3 out, you can pull the whole cartridge. So it'll be a long thing with a spring about this long, piece that the spring sits in, and then a little circle thing that sits on the top. You just want to make sure that that still moves up and down. The screen that I showed you guys on the last video, so look back to that. If it doesn't have anything in it, you probably don't have to clean it. I just like knowing that it's clean, because that's a main issue usually. If something goes wrong, your bearings start letting go, whatever, your VTEC solenoid will actually catch 90% of it. So besides that, we just got our plugs and wires sitting here. So I still gotta get a set of BKR7Es for the spark plugs, but and then maybe we'll get them to upgrade to NGK wires later on. But besides that, everything's plugged in. TPS and map just have to be plugged in, so we'll do that real quick here so you guys can see. The TPS always has the red wire in the center. So if you see down there, you can see the red wire in the center. So that's always TPS. So if you look at them, TPS and map are the identical the identical plugs, right? So the map is always green in the center. TPS is always red. So that's pretty basic there. Go like that. So all of our harness is plugged back in. The only other coolant wire that I have to do here is they had this looped here for the idle air control valve. So by rights, they have it blocked off down there. I should technically go get some hose and then run this hose straight to this here. And yeah, we'll go from there. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll hook it up the way it's supposed to be, because this should go to the idle air control valve. And yeah. So besides that, so when you guys want to go time your motors, like I said, if you guys look back in the last video, you can actually see I use these as dowels, okay? So if you look, hold on, it's really hard here. So if you guys look, you can see that goes in, eh? So you got one there, and then you got one here too, right? So that's a perfect size to make sure that your cams are sitting top dead center. So if you look, it says up and up, right? Up and up, and then we have line here, line here, line here, and line here. I normally mark them with a paint marker. I don't have a paint marker here at Chad's shop, our shop. So yeah, we're gonna put this new Gates timing belt on. So T227 is the code. And yeah, I'm gonna run this all on the bottom, and then I'll get back to you guys, show you what's up. So like I said too, if you look underneath, move this belt, but the crank, you can tell it's top dead center because it's the arrow key is straight up and down, and then you can see in the back the gear that the crankshaft runs off of, position sensor. There's an arrow on that also, right? So you guys can see that there. And yeah, I'll show you guys how to time it from here. I always put it on the bottom one first. Okay, you can see here, put it on the bottom. Then you can see the tensioner up there. So I try to keep it on the bottom, then I wrap it up over the tensioner and to the water pump. So once you get it over the water pump, you'll have a lot of slack on this end. So then I leave my slack here, and I'll come. So this is your real tight side here. So you slide this, like Honda made it so much easier just because you got these dowels here that they can't turn, you know what I mean? I've done it many times without the dowels. you can do it, not a problem. It's just gotta go by eye. But with the dowels there, it literally holds them straight. So your tight side, you want to slide that up over. As soon as you slide that there, you'll actually be able to pull up on the back side and get it on here. So everything lines right up. Just push that on, push that on. So from here, our 14 mil down here, we're going to tighten it up. So there's a spring. You guys can see the spring down here. Once I pull up on the spring, it's going to put tension on this belt. Once we have tension on this belt, we're going to tighten down this 14 mil that you guys can see down there. It's real hard to see, but I'm going to tighten this up once we get the proper tension on both sides, and then this thing's going to be ready to go. So I'm going to get proper tension, then I'll pull my 2 dowels that we got here, right? They're still loose. You can see I can turn them. So the belt's on. We're just going to snug everything up. All right, guys. So I just snugged that all up. You can see now, compared to the old belt, look at that. Right? You're supposed to be able to get a little bit of a half a turn of this thing. Right? So you can see there's no more play there. This belt's going to do us real good. So the next step here, now that we have everything tight, like I said, we're going to put our side cover on. But before you even try to turn the motor over, you got to pull these pins. So if you look, right, we're just going to pull this pin. If you look here, right, you can move your fingers, we're just going to pull this pin, right? So that's how you easily time your Honda motors, right? So the K series, they have them, obviously the motor's flipped around, but they have them in the back here on both cams. B series, H series, all on here, right?
Can't see why not, brother. What do you think, bud?
First hit.
First hit. Sounds good, bud.
All right, guys. So Chad's just tightening up the rest of the shift linkage. Yeah, this thing's sounding good. So I did go back and loosen off the 14 mil. You can see the belt's running a lot. It's not as tight. Doesn't sound like a supercharger. You know what I mean? So yeah. Well, it's just break-in period to try to give it a quick stretch with the heat. But so this cycle seems to be going well. We're at full temp. We got heat. So the engine light's only on because I had the intake off a second ago, but yeah, all kinds of heat. He wanted me to look at some wiring too, but I think he needs it back. So the main stuff's done. It's studded. It's got a nice gasket. We kind of went through everything. Just tightened the mounts all up. We got the idle air figured out now, and yeah, she's gonna be a ripper. Hey, Chad?
Oh, she's gonna be a ripper.
Gonna be a ripper, bud.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna take it for a quick rip here before I head home and go have a quick bite to eat, and then I'll upload this. It's running good. Got a runner.
Good.
I lifted the intake and it was rubbing there. Okay, let's take this for a rip.
Did you already go for a rip?
No, I'm ready for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh no. Here it is. This door don't work, bro. Man.
I left the radio out just because we got wiring issues.
Yeah, we'll get to them.
Yeah, probably come get it and then come back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell them I want to do a valve.
Yeah. Making some noise.
Which way should we go?
off section right here.
Pretty minimal.
To that, it's not too bad. Yeah, it runs really good. Sounds really good.
Got good heat. I forget. Is that still that twin loop exhaust?
I don't know what it is, but it sounds kind of good,
Yeah.
man. I won't lie to you. She barking. I don't like it. Is this a 1.6 or a 2 liter with a 1.6 head?
No, 1.6.
Okay. Oh.